Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Arpita De. A very warm welcome to my behavioral ecology classes. The topic for today's discussion is altruism and reciprocal altruism. In this lecture, we'll discuss altruism, reciprocal altruism, and at the end of the lecture, we'll solve few very important problems. So let's get started. So altruism refers to benefit of receiver at the cost of the giver. A person or a recipient is receiving some amount of benefit at the cost of the giver. The giver is not actually receiving any benefit whatsoever. He is only giving benefit at the cost of himself. Right? So, altruistic behavior promotes reproductive fitness of another individual at considerable cost of itself. Remember, at considerable cost of itself. It reduces individual fitness but increases fitness of the recipient. See, this type of act is very much visible in social insects like bees, ants, wasps, termites. These insects, they live in a colony. They lead a colony life. What happens there? See, for an example, the sterile workers, they devote their entire lives to caring for queens, constructing and protecting the nests, foraging for food, and tending the larvae. Right, so they are doing all these activities at the cost of its own self, but is actually giving benefit to the other. Right? So in short, you need to remember that a giver gives the benefit and the receiver enjoys the benefit. That's it. Now, to study this, Hamilton has given us an excellent rule. Okay? An altruistic act will be favored by selection when the following inequality is satisfied. This is an inequality, right? There is no equal to sign here. So this is an inequality which has to be satisfied. Right? See, let us see this first. The letter codes. B stands for sum of fitness or benefits to all the recipients. Therefore, B stands for the sum total of fitness or the benefits that are being received by the recipient from the giver. C is the cost of the giver, right? So, C is the cost incurred by the giver while giving the benefit, correct? R is the coefficient of relatedness between them. R shows how much the two are related. Suppose A is a brother, B is a sister. R will show the relation between the two. R will show how A is related to B or vice versa, how B is related to A. Right? Now coming to what is relatedness. Relatedness is a measure of genetic relationships between the interacting individuals. See here, the two interacting individuals here are A and B. So, how are they related? This is what is R. It measures the genetic relationship between the interacting individuals or the average probability that they share an allele from a common ancestor. See, if they are own brothers and sisters, they will share a common, they will share an allele from their common ancestor, that is their parents. If they are cousins, the relationship will be different accordingly. Okay. This table gives us an idea about the relation and the relatedness or the values of R. If the relationship is between parent and offspring, then the value of R is 0.5. That means 50%. Right? If they are full siblings, that means they share same parents, that is, the two interacting individuals shared the same father and same mother, that means own siblings. They here also you will see the value of R to be 0.5, that means 50%. Right? Half sibling. What is half sibling? Step brothers, step sisters. That means one parent is similar, the other is dissimilar. Here the value of R is 0.25, that means 25%. First cousin is 0.125, that means 12.5%, and unrelated individual R is 0. Right? C. To understand the concept, two important predictions are there which you will have to know very nicely. What is the first one? See, altruism should be directed towards kin. Since R is equal to 0 for unrelated individuals, there should be some amount of relationship. There should be some kinship. Why? Because see, for unrelated individual the value of R is 0. This has to be kept in mind. This table is of premier importance. If you know this table nicely, you will be able to solve any kind of problems from this particular topic. Come to the next prediction. Closer genetic relatedness favors more costly altruism. Therefore, see, okay, we'll come to this later. First, see, if the relatedness is more close, that means, say, take an example like parents and offspring. The relationship is extremely close here. Here, you all know our parents do a lot for us. That means, they undergo a lot of hardship. They undertake a lot of trouble to make our lives smooth, give us everything that we need. Rather, they give us more than what we need. I hope you all agree to it. So, the cost is more for closely related individuals. Altruism becomes very costly if the genetic relatedness is very close. Therefore, see, if R is equal to 0.5, then B must be greater than 2C to satisfy Hamilton's rule. Right? This one you will have to keep in mind. If R is 0.5, if this is the case, that means if they are closely related, own brothers and sisters or parents and offsprings, then B is definitely greater than 2C to satisfy the inequality of Hamilton's rule. To satisfy this inequality, right? Correct. This is very simple. You can solve it out as well. See, you know this. R into B is greater than C. This relationship is something that you know. Here, what did it say? R is equal to 0.5. Correct? This is the case. Then, if you just convert it into fraction, what will you get here? This is what you are getting. Then, see, I hope you are understanding. This is absolutely simple, a third standard calculation. Therefore, this is what we have said. B must be greater than 2C to satisfy Hamilton's rule. See, this has come. Correct? Now, based on these values, we will solve two very interesting problems. But before we do that, we'll first take a look at what is reciprocal altruism as well. Reciprocal altruism is also a very important topic to be discussed. It is the case of altruism among unrelated organisms. See, altruism can also be seen in unrelated organisms. One organism helps the other in expectation of future reciprocation. That means what? You go and help someone today, you expect some amount of reciprocation. That means what? Today you are helping your friend, you expect that when you are in need of some assistance or some help, your friend will come and help you. That means there will be some amount of reciprocation. Okay, so altruism can evolve even among non-kin if the behavior is balanced between partners over time. So what happens here? See, partners take turns giving and receiving. Right, now to achieve this, see, some conditions are there that they must have opportunities to interact often. See, if you help your friend and then you bid farewell forever and go to some other country, some other island, and you never meet, then how will your friend reciprocate that to you? How will your friend give you back something? So you need to interact often. They must be able to keep track of support being given and received. So there should be an account which has to be maintained, like, as to how much of support you are giving and how much you are receiving. So see, these type of things operate in the animal world every time. It's nothing new. Generally, we all help others with some hidden expectation in our mind. Even if you say no, I don't think it is perfectly true. We do help selflessly often, but for unrelated people, there is some amount of expectation that is there in our mind. So that is what is called reciprocal altruism. Fine, now we will come to few very interesting problems. See this. Read the question very nicely. Assume that in terms of genetic fitness, the benefit of performing an altruistic act to a relative is 500 units and the cost involved is 150 units. So what did you see here? The altruistic act, the benefit of the altruistic act is 500 and the cost involved, that is C, is 150. Following Hamilton's rule, the act should be performed if the relative is a 4 options are given. You will have to pick the correct option. Option A, only brother. Option B, nephew and niece. Option C, brother or stepsisters. And option D is only stepsister. Right? Now we will calculate to come to the correct option. C. This is what you know. Right? Now, according to the given question, R is something that you need to find out in order to come to the correct option. B is given. What is that? See, benefit of performing an altruistic act to a relative is 500 unit. Therefore, 500. Right? Cost is also given, 150 units. Right? Now see, therefore R is greater than 150 by 500, correct? Which makes R greater than 0.3. R, when R is greater than 0.3, if you go back to the table, it means what? According to Hamilton's rule, if R is greater than 0.3, then R must be equal to 0.5. If you see this, all other values are lesser than 0.3 other than this. Correct? So R is definitely 0.5 and not these three. Fine. Now see, if R is equal to 0.5, then it can either be parent offspring relation or own brother or own sister relation. See. Now you come to eliminations first. Stepsister eliminated, cannot happen. Brother or stepsister, this option also is not going to fit here because this term is there. Nephew, niece is cousins, right? It will never ever fit. Only remaining option which fits to this condition is only brother. So our correct answer is only brother. Coming to problem 2. Brothers A and B have same father but different mothers. See, you will have to understand the meaning of each sentence being read here. Otherwise, you will not be able to solve. These problems are actually very easy. There is no big fat calculation. But the hint lies in understanding. If you can catch the hint, you will be able to solve the question very fast. Brothers A and B have same father but different mother. It means what? They are step brothers. B wants A to help him, which involve both benefits and cost for A. That means what? A becomes the receiver and B becomes the B becomes the receiver and A becomes the giver, because see, B wants A to help him. That means B is going to receive the benefit and A is going to give him the benefit at his own cost. Fine. If A incurs a cost of 30 Darwinian fitness units, the units which we are talking about so far is nothing but Darwinian fitness units. In the act, under what condition should he help B following Hamilton's rule? Few conditions are given here. Only if B is greater than 30, B is greater than 60, B is greater than 120, B is greater than 240. Right? Now we will solve it. So again see, relatedness between, see if we write relatedness between A and B. What is that? They are half siblings, right? They are half siblings. Now see, half siblings, that is what? Step brothers. When they are half sibling, for half sibling R was equal to how much? You must keep these in mind. Correct? Now if we put these values, you see R is this. C is given to you, with that is 30. B is your question. You know, this is the rule. Correct? Now you will have to find out B. Fine. Now how do you come to this? C is what? 30. Fine. So from here, what do you get? B is greater than 120. So the correct answer to your question is which one? Option C. Right? I have just solved 2 such problems related to this topic. There are multiple problems in different books. Solve it. If you have any problem, please post it in the comment section. Okay. After this explanation, I have given some definitions. Just go through it for a quick revision. Till then, thank you.